Welcome to the future of gaming. I'm Invincible, and this is Playable Games Weekly. Playable Games is a community of gamers, node owners, and bull coin traders. We produce PC games that utilize blockchain technology, giving you complete control over your in-game assets. Last week, we heard straight from Old Bull himself. This week, we're going to hear some more from Old Bull as he introduces us to Ignitable. But before we meet the Director of Game Development, let's catch up on the latest Playable Games news. The CoinMarketCap airdrop promotion is nearing a close with over 4 million followers on our CoinMarketCap community page. That's a whole lot of new eyes looking at Playable Games. People are registering for the up-and-coming airdrop of 20 million bull coins that's happening in about 1 week from now. For more information, join our Discord and see one of our moderators for help. Bitcoin has achieved its second highest monthly close ever. But that's not all. For the first time in its history, Bitcoin has seen 6 consecutive green monthly closes, signaling a strong bullish trend and sustained positive momentum in the market. This remarkable achievement underscores the growing stability of Bitcoin as an asset class. It's a testament to the enduring value and appeal of Bitcoin, not just to individuals, but also to institutions that are increasingly recognizing its potential as a digital store of value. As Bitcoin continues to become the new normal, we're reminded of the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of the crypto space. It's these milestones that not only fuel our excitement, but also reinforce our commitment to integrating blockchain technology into the gaming world, ensuring that Playable Games stays at the forefront of digital innovation. Hey believers, help me welcome Vera Awesome to the Playable Games family. She has joined the marketing team here to help spread the word about the future of gaming. Vera comes to us with intense passion and experience from the Gala and Vox community. She loves video games and blockchain technology, which makes her a perfect fit for our family. We're really excited to be able to work together with Vera. Playable Games continues to stand out as the future of gaming. Not only do we have one game where you can earn Bullcoin and own your cosmetics outright, but we have 28 more of those games coming, and a metaverse to tie them all together. You'll be able to earn Bullcoins and own your cosmetics on all 30 of those games. You all are so early. In order to efficiently and effectively deliver those promises, we have hired Nick Terzi as the Playable Games Director of Game Development. He will lead the efforts to scale our internal game development studio to meet the demands of our players and the exponentially changing technology market. Now it's time to meet Ignitable as he speaks with our founder and chief strategy officer, Jonathan Buzenket, or as we all fondly know of him in the Playable Games community, Old Bull. Please take a moment from your day and hear directly from both of them about the future of game development and where that takes Playable Games going forward.
Hi guys, it's the Old Bull here. With me is Nicholas Terzi. Terzi,
yeah. Hey guys,
Terzi.
How you doing?
So Nicholas has come on board, and we hired Nicholas for a very specific role. Since we were dealing with multiple dev teams, we felt that it was time to have someone internal who was hired exclusively by Playable Games to report back to the founders. So as we get bigger and we end up getting more dev teams, we're finding that the dev teams on or what we call external dev teams have their own way of doing things, and it sometimes becomes very unclear of how much time is involved and what they've done. And so we wanted to get someone who's a dev who can actually look at the back end, like actually go into the programs that these guys work in, check the code. After we raised the money in November, Daniel stepped away from the head of games role, and we felt that Daniel was more suited just to run Glinda Games and to put all his focus in there building the games for us. And so that opened up the opportunity to hire someone to represent Playable Games back to the developers and make sure that we're getting out of the developers a good exchange of development for the money we're paying them. So Nicholas was hired to come in and actually do that. So Nicholas, let's probably start with a bit about you. Let's start with what's your background and what brought you to being with us.
Yeah, I started out a long time ago coding dungeon crawls in BASIC on a Commodore 64. That gives any indication of my age. In the meantime, since I was trying to be a rock star, but came back to video games, and the biggest stint I did was at Publishers Clearinghouse, where I came on board to build out their teams. A similar situation where they were using outsourced companies and they wanted to bring it all in-house. So I came on, I was the first person there, built out the teams. Over the 8 years I was there, I built 40 games myself, oversaw the whole portfolio of 100 games. Also worked with Workplace Rebels, similar situation where they were basically like marketing and finance, and I came on to manage the development team, the creative team. Very small company, so we only built a few mobile games. Did a few little stints at Gala, so I've got some of that Web3 crypto NFT background. So under the hood there at Townstar when I was helping build out their older version of the game. Now they've rebranded it Common Ground, right? Worked over at Tempo for a little bit. And when I saw this opportunity, it just felt like, when I met you guys, it was just great that I just love that it's a family business. I've got 3 kids. I've got 2 boys that love video games and, they're learning programming. So I love that whole family business idea, that model. And I just really like the honest approach that you guys take. The way that, it's games first, where I feel is different than the other Web3 crypto companies where they kind of slap a game on top. I really like the fact that we're building games first. That's the primary thing. Make great games. And I think it's just a great fit to be able to come in and bring all of that process in-house, to really have the oversight with the code base and the task tracking to really get things on track and building in a timely way, just really having milestones, having sprints, and keeping the games a little bit more of a tight ship.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the hardest thing to get across to people is that when we started Playable. So I think there's sometimes a confusion where we use the word, we're a family business. And I think everyone thinks that everyone in our business is in the family. Like the 4 founders are family. And I think it was Einstein that said real genius isn't knowing everything. It's knowing what you know and then hiring out the other parts you don't know. So I'm pretty good, I believe, at knowing what I don't know and finding people to do those things. So I have a very narrow expertise, and it's to do with selling and ideas. And after that, I need, and certainly one of the things that held me back in my life when I was younger was I didn't have the funds to fill out what I don't know. And what Playable's done is it's given us the funding to actually get a really good team. So the 37 people we have across the world that are working for us now, their roles are to do the things I can't do and Amanda can't do and our boys can't do. So the fact that we're a family business, what we mean by that is that we try to bring family values to a business. And then the second thing we do after that is we're really particular about running the business as a business. And that's caused part of our problem, I think, with the dev teams, because dev teams primarily, a dream for a dev team is an open check and an unlimited time to build a game. That's the dream.
Certainly,
And
yeah.
the reality is that's not good business. You've got to try and get some sort of parameters in place that help a business make money. And that means there has to be some sort of timelines, and there has to be some sort of responsibility, and there has to be some sort of justification for time spent to output given. And that's where you come in to let's try and narrow that down a little bit and put some parameters on to make sure that when someone says, well, I'd like to do this, we can say, well, how much is that going to cost and how long is it going to take? And what does it give the game? So that sort of expertise is needed to make sure that we don't go down the wrong road too often. And what do they call it? They call it bracket creep or feature creep. You know, in game dev, it's the scariest part of game dev is that you get 3 developers in a room together and they all decide that, hey, wouldn't it be great if all these things had, you know, multicolored T-shirts on? And they get excited about the idea and forget about the costs and implementation time. So
yeah, certainly a balance between the two. I look back to when I was doing music too. Everyone wants to be in the music business, but they only want to do the music, not the business.
Yeah, not the
And
business.
it's the same with video games. I put video game teams together too, and it's the same thing. We all want to create, but if you don't have somebody that knows how to market and sell and finance and legal, I can tell you stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the playable games model. Let's get the creativity into the creativity part, and we'll handle the business behind it and make sure it's all done. Well, obviously, we've got a Nexus update due tomorrow. And this has been an ongoing headache for us because it's a really exciting update. It's been in the works for 2 months, and as far as the passengers on the ship, I like my ship analogies. As far as the passengers on the ship are concerned, we're due to arrive at port tomorrow. However, we have been through a storm, and we're not going to be arriving at port tomorrow because we got blown off course in the storm, and we've had to take a couple of extra legs to get to where we're going. I suppose what everyone's going to want to know is what's happened. Where did the storm take us, and are we okay? So let's venture into that a little bit and talk about. We hired you to look into what's going on in Glenda as our main team. I think that the simplest solution to say there is that once you started shining a light into the dark corners of what is that, below decks, a couple of days later, we got a resignation letter. Basically, overnight, they stepped down. There was no notice. They're supposed to, in our actual contracts, there's actually a 6-month notice time built into the contracts, but that was just ignored. So without any notice, just by an email, we got a resignation letter saying that they weren't comfortable with the new paradigm. Let's use that word, of where you're going to actually be looking under the hood, making sure that the work's being done. And they weren't happy with that, so they resigned. So that left us in an interesting situation where we had development sort of half done and things half finished. And we had to decide, do we hire another team or do we build internally?
Well, we got into that storm and it seems like we lost a couple of crew members overboard, unfortunately. So yeah, I came on mid to end of January. The intention was to work with Glinda and just bring, as I said, just bring those processes in-house. So we had more visibility on the production schedule, what was actually getting done, prioritizing things. And the intention was to keep working with them as the team on Nexus and Ordinum and build out teams for the other games. And unfortunately, when they left, then, that shifted into now bringing teams on for all of the games.
Well, it gave us an opportunity, didn't it, to actually look at it and say, now that we have funding from November, the most ideal scenario we could end up with. And I think you and the exec team talked about that, and our conclusion was being as internal as possible is going to give us the most flexibility.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to build these internal teams. We know that we want to get things up and running fast, but we still want to take the time to hire the right people And the guys that we've got on so far have been really top notch, really great guys.
So we won't go through every person individually, but like how many people have we hired so far?
We have 3 on board now and a 4th coming on in a couple weeks. And we're still interviewing. You know, we've got a bunch of positions that we're currently interviewing for.
Yeah. So our goal now is to hire out individual teams for each game rather than having one team building each game in pieces. We're going to have individual teams working exclusively on each game. And as that game gets to open beta, we will then leave a maintenance team behind on that game. And any extra people will move to a different game or help on the previous game. So like another game that's being built already.
Yeah.
So we just had a meeting this morning with Dogs of War, the lead that's been hired to head that up. That was the first time I'd met Stephen, and I was very excited to, like, he's worked on Fortnite and obviously
he's worked on those big open worlds. So yeah, when I saw him, I was like, you know what? He's going to be perfect on this. And the idea was to just kind of look at it and see how this would go. And it's just 100%. Let's move forward. It's a great fit.
It's funny how sometimes when you're in the storm, you feel like it's terrible. And then when you pop out the other side, you realize, hey, there's new opportunities that we didn't have before. So that's certainly where I'm feeling now. I'm very excited about where we're sitting right now with the future ahead of us, that we're getting a lot more control internally. And it feels like we're hiring much higher level expertise. So we're able to actually we're hiring a lead for each game, and then that lead's helping you actually hire out the team, telling you what they want and how many we're going to need. So it's going to be really exciting. Now we are working with another external team. We've got our final meeting coming up this afternoon with that, so we can't promise any promises there that what's going to happen, but certainly from the last couple of days we've been working with them, I've been feeling that is looking pretty good. So they're going to help us accelerate out to the patch update that we were going to have released tomorrow, but that's going to now have to be pushed back probably about 30 to 40 days. We're not quite sure on the actual timelines there, but
they've done a good job to come in, analyze the code that's there, really plan things out, and they seem like good guys, straightforward, easy to work with. I'm looking forward to working with these guys now.
So with Nexus, we've got a team that we're talking to externally that are actually, they've just finished working on a project they were working on, and we've actually been introduced to them by someone, and we're in our final negotiations now whether they're going to work on Nexus or on their own game. What's really important for everyone to understand is we know that Nexus is our flagship game, and whether it's an external team or an internal team, the update will be ready within 30 to 40 days, we believe. So that is our priority, to get that out. The other games that we're setting up with teams, they are our second priority, but we are now moving towards an individual team on each game, so we have more control overall. Do you think we're in a better position now than we were when you first came on? And what's exciting for you over the next couple of months coming up?
Yeah, the lead guys that we had come in just have been fantastic. Like, just grabbed the reins and started running. Like, no hand holding, no telling them what to do. They know exactly what they need and they know how to get it done. They've been leads before. This is normal, completely understandable. So
yeah, I felt that too. I felt that when I met these guys, they're like, I feel we're hiring up another level. So we've actually decided to get these lead people in to actually run each team, and that's going to help us a lot in filling out the teams. So,
but it's also personality too. It's not they have the experience and they've got that good personality. Because you can always teach people, right? We all learn stuff all the time, so the code is easy to teach, but they all have a great attitude. So it feels like we're building a really strong team of good people.
Yeah.
Everyone, please join me in the chat below welcoming Ignitable as the Director of Game Development to the Playable Games family. He brings a plethora of knowledge and experience to the team and is the fire we need to burn bright and ignite the passion of all of our game developers to build the greatest video games of all time. Don't forget to check out our NFT marketplace where you can buy new and used NFTs. It's your choice. Become a Playable Games NFT collector before it's too late. Join the conversation. Let us know why you're bullish in the comments below. For 24-hour coverage on all things playable games, head over to our Discord channel and say hi. Whether you have questions about node ownership, trading Bullcoin, Nexus, or pretty much anything, know that there's a company and community ready and eager to help. You can trade Bullcoin on Bitget, Metamask, Trader Joe, and a variety of other exchanges worldwide. CoinGecko currently shows the price at 0.005 or 0.5 of a penny. The market cap is currently $45 million. Congratulations to last week's HODL competition winners. Each week, we are giving away 3 million Bullcoin to 115 random winners. If you want to get involved, head to our dashboard and check out the Events tab. There are over 1.6 billion Bullcoins staked in the HODL competition. That's over 17% of the total circulating supply that's locked up on our dashboard across 16,222 NFT HODL tickets. Congratulations to the 115 lucky node owners who won the Node HODL competition. We give out 3 million Bullcoins to 115 random node owners every week. We have now sold 6,525 nodes of the total 50,000 nodes available. Current price for a node is $6,600. There are 75 nodes left at the current price, and nodes are currently creating 1,050 Bullcoins per day. I hope you all learned something this week during our recap, and if you did, please hit the like button to tell the algorithm to share it with other viewers. Subscribe for more Playable Games content and hit that bell for notifications. Thanks for watching. I'm Bruno, aka Invincible, and I'll see you all again next week.